Welcome to softball in South Australia, coming to you live from West Beach on beautiful Ghana land. And we're here for the over 35s Australian Masters Women's Grand Final in a week of softball that has now culminated in the game between the Lady Adeys versus the Hills Heat. So looking forward to a big game. We've got a couple of special guests lined up for you very shortly. But before we just do that, we're just about to have a minute's silence to honour one of our great friends, a legend of softball in South Australia. And for the last 8 years, he's done a marvellous job on the Spacequake Sports program. Mr. Lee Hull unfortunately passed away yesterday. And obviously our condolences have gone out to his family. It's been a very emotional week for a lot of us here. He will be very, very much sorely missed as we get ready to move into the upcoming Premier League season. We wish he was here with us today, but both the teams here lining up to show a minute's respect. Board Director Pete Williams is currently out on the field at the moment, just organising things. So as we honour the great contribution that Lee Hull gave South Australian softball over decades and decades of support via coaching. There's not a person in South Australia I don't believe he hasn't coached, but most of the people will remember him for not only his great coaching, his great personality. Every conversation you ever had with him, you always got something positive out of it. And it is a tragic and terrible loss for the softball community. And as I said, condolences out to his family. So we're just going to take a moment. Minute silence shared by the two grand final teams here in the Australian Masters over 35 softball. And the special guest that we were speaking about before is the new softball CEO, Sarah Lowe, throwing the ceremonial first pitch, and she's throwing a strike straight off the bat. So a good start for the new softball CEO. And as I said, we've got a special guest, and she's it. She's going to join us on commentary shortly. So we'll get to learn a little bit more about her. And we'll go through the teams and bring this massive week of softball and baseball down here at West Beach to an epic conclusion. The Lady Adeys and the Hills team both been dominant throughout the week, and it's going to be the Lady Adeys who are going to take the field. The Lady Adeys obviously paying respect to another South Australian softball legend in Rosemary Adey, who over her career gave over 50 years of service at the highest levels, going through as a player through her state days and in Australian softball before moving into the administration, where she took over Softball South Australia and eventually became the vice president of the Australian softball, and then became president, and she went as far internationally as the International Softball Federation Vice President. So a wonderful lady who did amazing things for women's softball over her career. And this team, who obviously she's all had some influence and touch with over their generation. It's a team of genuine superstars from South Australian softball over many decades. And kicking off on in the circle today, it would be Jade Peterson. She'll be thrown to Karen Dale at behind the plate. Annie Fidge at first. Marianne Crawford. Sorry, was that Laura Bond at second? Marianne Crawford at shortstop. Mel McGee at third base. Danny Cameron at right. Marnie Nichols doesn't look over 35, but she's out at centre field. And Bindi Stansfield, led by Australian selector Janelle Barrett. Tali LaRosa is the lead-off hitter for the Hills. Still plays Premier League here for the Heat, up down here at West Beach and obviously up there. And just after this first pitch, we've got a special guest to introduce to you. Talia has dropped it short, and at a Masters tournament, maybe not as quick as they used to be 20 years ago, but Jade Peterson has jumped down on that one, but the Hills have got a very early base runner. Mr. Pete Williams, Board Director of Softball South Australia, and the new CEO of Softball Australia, is Sarah Lowe's here. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much. What a great day.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful day. It's good to see you out there with that first pitch down the gut, strike straight up. You put a few to shame, I think, early days there. They'll be signing you up if you keep doing that.
I was a little bit stressed, but had a lot of practice with the catcher and some tips from the pitcher.
Jade Peterson hits the strike zone as she goes ahead in the count here, as the Lady Adeys are looking to keep that runner pinned at first. So the batter in the box at the moment is Michelle Davis, the third base, and she goes down looking. And Tali LaRosa has unfortunately got picked off at first, as she's just gone off. The sandy diamond here has caught her out. She's just slipped on her way back in. Obviously seen a lot of action this week, a little bit of rain. So Sharon Perkins, I believe, is that if I spelled?
That's correct. You're spot on. Sharon Perkins up the bat now.
Centre fielder for the Hills. She's the two-out batter, trying to rally up the Heat here early on. Peterson attacking the strike zone early, lots of strikes. Sarah will get a chance to have a quick chat just in that innings break, which is about to come up down the track here. Very moving ceremony there at the start. Pete Williams, as we've seen the passing of Softball SA and Australian softball legend Lee Hull, unfortunately yesterday, minute silence. Great respect shown by not only the players but the crowd as well. Peterson's ahead in the count. Annie Fidge, like she still could play in the Premier League, has made good space over to first base, and the Lady Adeys go 1, 2, 3. And we're into the first. Pete, take it away.
No worries. So, Sarah, first time over here at Softball South Australia. Are you having a look around? You've seen the facilities. You've seen what we've got on offer. Your first 2 months, is it? 2 or 3 months now into Softball Australia. What's your take so far on the game and what we've got in store for the world and the community of Australia?
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. It's week 7 and touring the country and being invited to come over to look at this Masters game in your wonderful facility here at West Beach is really impressive. And I think the key thing in this, compared to a lot of the other sports I've managed, is just the community of this softball fraternity is absolutely amazing. It's been probably the most welcoming sport I've been at. I've been at a fair few sports, so apologies to those previous sports, but I reckon softball's got their number.
I'm sure they'll understand. It's definitely a really good community. As we can see here, there's nearly 1,000 participants as players in this Masters. Of course, they've got to be over the age of 35, so that's just an over 35 and above with nearly 1,000 participants. That's a pretty good number for softball in Australia, I'd imagine.
Absolutely. I think it's could be the envy of a lot of sports. I just came off the AFL Masters, their own carnival up on Sunshine last week, and that's the AFL, and there was 1,500 players there. So to get 1,000 here in softball is absolutely amazing. And I think it just goes to show that softball just goes through the ages, from grassroots with our young kids all the way to Masters. And let me know, who's our oldest player in Masters?
Well, so we're just that's awesome to hear. Thank you, Sarah. come back in just a second. We're just going to quickly rip around. Actually, Sarah, let's get you to do it because I'm sure you've been looking forward to doing this. Pete's going to direct you. So starting in the middle, the pitcher for the Hills Heat.
Is that Tess Norris we've got here?
Throwing to
Gab Martin.
Over at first.
Lauren Christensen.
Second base.
Talia LaRosa.
Shortstop.
Michelle Davis.
Sorry, my bad, my pointing bad.
Kim Cutting.
Third base.
Michelle Davis.
Right field.
Meg Charlin.
And centre field.
Sharon Perkins.
And left field, I've done it again.
Lisa Wilson.
Well done.
Well done. So, you might have heard the tunes there in the background. The Lady Adeys have been coming out to walkout songs. It's the legend of SA softball who's played more games than the entire competition combined. Still plays at the elite levels, state under 18 coach. It's Karen Thunder Dale. Oh, and that's not how you want to start off your grand final. She's already got some strapping on that arm, and what a bunch of warriors these girls are, having to play from 8:30 throughout heat, the 30 degrees we've had this week in Adelaide. We've had some rain. And speaking of legends of SA softball, four-time Kathleen Coral medalist, it's Mel Fisty McGee. Recently announced by the Adelaide Softball Association, and she's just has a award named after her as the best batter in South Australia in the Adelaide competition, and that'll start this season at Premier League tomorrow, live from 3 o'clock. Takes a pitch high on the outside. One of the hardest outs in the competition.
Premier League this year into its 80th season.
Yes, softball in South Australia is celebrating its 80th year. And Mel McGee gets after it aggressively. Ball's high, and it's been taken by Tess Norris, the pitcher, to retire the first Lady 80. And coming to the plate now, Bindi, she came in like a wrecking ball, Stansfield. Playing left field, the Walkerville A-grade coach, ex-state player as well, and was kind enough to give us a couple hours behind the bar last night when we were a bit short-staffed, so great job to Bindi. Runner at first, Karen Dale's the lead-off. It's 1 out. Bottom of the first. Takes a pitch high.
You were asking before about the oldest master. I know in the men's side of things, there was a 72-year-old player for one of the Western Australian teams out here playing.
Very impressive.
Got thrown out by a toenail, apparently, at first.
Yes, he was upset. He got pinged and got called out, and I believe the umpire that was on first himself said he was 72. So 72-year-old calling a 72-year-old out.
Yes, Trevor from, I believe, Softball Victoria, walking around with extra security guards now. Stansfield, watchful early.
And apart from all the wonderful things we've seen on the Diamonds through multiple games this week, both inside and outside fields being utilised, the community behind us through the marquee area, all of them just getting together from all around the country. Like, that's what you want to see at an event like this.
Absolutely. Just making new friends.
Stansfield gets after that one on the outside as she's fouled that off down the third base line, collected out there by Lisa Wilson for the Heat. So Stansfield levels the count up 2-2. Anything close here, we're just going to get you to run around those umpires in a second, Pete. Just a couple of interstate umpires running today's game. Wrecking ball Stansfield at the plate. And goes swinging up high as she chases that pitch up from Norris as the Hills get a very important second out. That brings to the plate the one, the only, Marianne Sugar Crawford. If you've got a car somewhere in the dog park or somewhere over in the soccer fields or maybe even in the airport, might be time to move it. Left centre field now in genuine danger. Mel McGee is the speed-up runner, which I'm sure she'll be proud for me to announce as she replaces Karen Dale in the speed-up role. 2 out. Sugar Crawford at the plate. Watches a pitch high, good discipline. Just get you to run around those umpires for us, Pete.
So on the plate, we've got Talia McDonald. We've got Acacia Van Marley up at first, and third base umpire of Jason Irvine. And a big thank you to all the umpires that have stayed around and hung out throughout this week. It's been a mammoth effort by them, and a big effort by Steve Wallace-Yarrow and Kevin Tannering to organise the number of games that we've had this week and the amount of umpires we've had. Some of them even hanging around tomorrow to stay on for our Premier League, and also up to the Hills tonight. So it'll be good to see them seeing a bit of South Australian softball.
How many volunteers have we had?
That's a very good question.
I think if you take the volunteers and you just take it right back to the start where we started the whole process of, you know, preparing and planning the event, the amount of work that goes into that is just endless hours of, I've seen it myself, that they just go to endless hours of, you know, 8-10 hour days just to get things ready to go. But then you've got the day itself and the event itself and the running through of the systems through the 7 days of the event. Phenomenal.
Not the first time that Marianne Crawford's ever been thrown a walk. That's dangerous to throw into that strike zone. Somebody needs to check the birth certificate of this young lady, because Marnie Nichols looks amazing as an over 35. The West Orange Premiership centre fielder, state player. It's Marnie 500 Nichols.
I'm going to pick 35 in one day. But yeah, so the volunteer work's phenomenal to, you know, to what we need to keep these events, to get them running. And even when we get our nationals that are here in state championships, the work that goes in from the grounds through to the canteen, the bar, the planning, everything in advance is just a massive effort. The statisticians, the scoring, keeping the scoreboards and the leaderboards up to date. It's a huge effort, and they're long hours, and most go unnoticed.
Yeah, I think it's a testament of just the commitment and love of the sport.
Marnie Nichols has got a 1-1 count. The Lady Adeys are 2 out with runners at 1 and 2, and we're in the bottom of the first. Marnie chases the ball on the outside, fouls it off, hits the fence behind us. This massive crowd that have stayed here. We've just witnessed the over 35 men's grand final, where I believe it's the Western Australian Ferals took it away over the what's your team called?
The Martio Sausage Company.
That's it. I couldn't pronounce 2 or 3 of those words. Marnie, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out for the 80s. And she goes inside out. That one out to right field. One of the trademarks of Marnie Nichols back in her multi-premiership year career was that ability to hit behind the runners. We know that she's super athletic, so she's still fast on the base path. Mel McGee over at second base. It's the runner in scoring position. Marianne Sugar Crawford at first. It's 2 out. She's gone out to right field with this one. It's going to fall in the hole. Mel McGee with a turn of speed has run home. Sugar Crawford hits third, and Marnie Nichols nearly catches up to both of them as she's reached second base. And the Lady Adeys in the over 35s Australian Masters Grand Final take an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just laid back on that, hit that nicely up. It's just plopped into the gap behind second base and in front of right field, scooted through the right field who was attacking hard, and the runners were able to get themselves home, and the pressure at the home plate allowed Marnie to get herself around to second base.
Premiership star Walkerville Danny the Candyman Cameron. First pitch, not going to go wandering here. Danny Cameron, another one of these legends in SA softball, multi-premiership year player with the Walkerville Cats, and obviously also had a distinguished career in the state system, state open women's. So also looking sprightly for 35 plus. So
she never looked old when she played.
She didn't. No. Yep, she looks younger now. So
pretty sure if you put a 100-metre sprint on her, she's still got that too.
Oh, gets jammed on the handle. Turn of speed. La Rosa comes over at seconds to Christensen at first. Retires the 80s, but not before Marnie 500 Nichols has done the damage with an RBI scored here. Just seen the replay of Danny just getting jammed up on the hands. La Rosa stays low to the ground and makes the routine out.
Yeah, lovely play there. So, Sarah, obviously there's a lot of things that makes up softball in Australia, from participation, from commercial partnerships, from high performance elite pathways and that. You've had a chance to obviously speak to a few or most of your staff that you've got, and you know, we're hoping that things can go well for us in the future, and some high level Australian softball sort of wins in the World Cup and that in next year that we've got. So going around what you've seen, obviously participation a big thing, and growth in the junior side. Is that what you'd like to see a bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really key focus from the time through the interview process through to, I suppose, going around the country and talking to all the presidents and just all our staff, that the key focus from our end as part of our new 5-year strategy is definitely making sure we look back and to the grassroots area and focus on those juniors coming up to make sure there's a good sustainability of the sport going forward.
Lauren Christian leads off the top of the second for the Hills Heat, ex-state player, previous coach of the Hills Heat, and a long-time Premier League player down here at Westbeat at the elite level, power hitter. Anything's possible here. Hills chasing a run early in the game as we're at the top of the second. Kim Cutting's the on-deck hitter. Jade Peterson picks back up her work. She's throwing to catcher Karen Dale. Goes down the left field line, but just foul as it just bounces over the inside of the base. So
I've seen Lauren here this week in a few games. She's been dobbling them out to that outfield fence and getting herself around comfortably. Yep. So
she used to do that back in her normal playing days in the Premier League, but it's just great to see both these teams. You know, obviously the plus 35s. I mean, some of these players are a bit older than that too. So great change up by Jade Peterson, well called by the genius catcher that is Karen Dale.
And I said to the two teams when we had our moment of silence there for Lee Hull, there wouldn't be many on this diamond today that have not had Lee in some way, shape or form be a part of their career.
Jade, the K Peterson, goes again, but this time it sits a bit high, and Christensen disciplined enough to sit off it as the count becomes full here. Fouls it off on the outside. The one thing that's noticeable, I think, is that some of these pitchers are still throwing the ball at a fair velocity. We know Jade Peterson just only a couple of years ago was still throwing high 90s at the Gillies Shield. And she's got this one over to Marianne Crawford, who's come up and just throwing an absolute laser across the diamond to the safe hands of Annie Fidge over there at first.
Yeah, she sat back on that, just made sure she had the ball, got up and got the arm working, and a great throw over to first to put the first out of the innings.
Marianne Crawford, we've probably better known for the great work that she used to do as a third base, out here covering the ground out there at shortstop. Kim Cutting, speaking of shortstops, is the new hitter for the Hills Heat, looking to be a base runner as they chase the Lady Adeys 1-0. She goes up out in front, but fouls this one high into the massive crowd that stayed back here Friday afternoon here at the Australian Masters Games, being held down at softball and baseball at West Beach on beautiful Ghana land. Oh, Jade the K has gone low and inside there with great break on the pitch. Ahead in the count now. Change up over to Mel McGee at third base, and Annie Fidge kicks the leg out, makes the diamond infield a little bit smaller, which allows the ball there to get a little bit quicker. And Mel Fisty McGee has pulled the trigger on just yet another one. Four-time Kath Coral medalist, multiple premiership player, spent 4 years over at the University of Hawaii, arguably one of the most respected softballers in South Australia. Bringing to the plate Gab Martin for the Hills, recently just returned from the state over 35s nationals, South Australia's first team in that competition. Swings over that great breaking pitch there from Jade. Very talented behind the plate, Gab Martin, but also very handy up on the stage too, we hear.
Very handy on the stage. She was part of a big fundraiser they had before they went away. Just checking here if she went.
Oh, I was going to say that's...
It was a touchy, but yeah, she was massive up on the stage. Very good singer, great with the guitar, and she's just an all-round entertainer. She's a really good team person to have. She lifts the spirits. Very
positive person. Jade keeps throwing rockets at the moment here in this Masters Grand Final for the over 35s.
And of course, the Hills Heat, quite a few people in their team today that were part of that over 35s. And one person who came out and was working with them as well a lot through the through the trial period and through the preparation was that person you spoke about at shortstop, Marianne Crawford. She put in a lot of hours herself. Karen Dale was one of the selectors. So, you know, definitely was an all-round effort by a lot of these people on this diamond.
Fouls it off again into the massive crowd as they go racing for the ball. Maybe a memento from this big game here today. Interesting conditions, it's overcast, we've had a bit of a mixture of everything, but there's no wind here at the moment, which is close to the beach. Change up, and McGee does a great job in dragging that ball across the line so she doesn't have to throw it. That was the intention, and she's avoided having to throw the ball to first.
Just doubled over, made sure she got it once it was over.
That's it.
That's a long throw from there.
That's a very long throw. Don't make it unless you need to. Martin behind in the count. And Jade the K Peterson asked the question on the outside corner. Just missing. 2-2 is the count. Nobody's on. 2 out for the Heat. Top of the second. This one's gone out to left field. And as you'd expect at a Masters competition to see a centre fielder make a nice 40-50 metre easy run, it's that athletic Marnie Nichols yet again taking a great catch.
I think I need a few tips from her. My 40-50 metre run didn't work out too well for me yesterday. So Sarah, we've touched on participation, obviously the youth and the development there, but the high-end stuff as well, the high performance side of things in Softball Australia, do you see room for improvement, opportunity in there as well?
Yeah, I was really lucky in my first few weeks on the job. Got to go up to the AIS and catch up with our staff, our high performance staff, led by Claire Hubberston and Lang Harrow as our head coach of the Steelers and the Spirit, and it was absolutely amazing. Like that program is top notch, and I've again just been in several sports, and the last one in AFL, and got to see that elite, and the ability for me to see the program at softball at that elite level is highly impressive. The documentation, the training, the program, the services that we offer our elite players is second to none. And I think, Monday night, we've all got our fingers and toes crossed for a really positive outcome with that, the International Olympic Committee hopefully announcing softball as the Olympic sport at LA in 2028, hopefully.
Annie, Texas Liga Fidge has leading off the bottom of the second here for the Lady Adeys. Currently holding on to a 1-0 lead as she's fouled that one off into the fence behind us. Annie Fidge, Hall of Famer in softball South Australia, like Mel McGee, under-19 national championship winning coach. Obviously, great career, 2 wonderful daughters who are both playing at elite levels as well. Here to try and get the 80s a start in the bottom of the second. Up, chasing this one. The infield drags in. Cutting calls out La Rosa. Perkins arrives on the scene, but Cutting's done the job. And that's the lead-off out, the important one for...
This is why we came, Bondi, come on!
So, and the crowd getting behind that. Laura, I can't top that Bond as she reaches... Coming up to the plate, Laura Bond, another one of these softball South Australian amazing players, great history. Started playing A-grade at a very young age as a pitcher. Gets right after it and puts Cutting under pressure. Laura Bond also premiership player, state player. And not necessarily renowned for her batting, but she's done a great job.
That was almost a spitting image of the previous play. Just instead of going to the left, she had to go to the right. The shortstop got up under it and put it up in the sky, but well played out there by Kim Cutting. And who's this up to bat, Anthony?
So this next batter, I've got to make sure I don't mess any of this up. It is, I never thought I'd actually call her in a game. I can't believe that. It's Kylie. There's only one Tony Lockett Plugger, Weatherstone at the plate. 4-time premiership player with the Walkerville Cats, 2-time Kathleen Coral medalist and a 10-year plus state rep at the Open Women's level. Obviously, the significant better half of the commentator at the moment, so I'll let you take this one, Pete.
Okay.
Just so I've got somewhere to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
Pete, can I just say, I thought footy had some ripper nicknames, but this is out of control.
This Lady Adeys, if only they had those names on the back of their shirts so we know.
Yeah.
Although this one here is quite a lengthy one. I don't know if we'd be able to get it on there.
No. Plugger's just fine, I think, is the go. Obviously, a well-journeyed pitcher. She's pitched at multiple clubs. Very excited by that call by the looks of it. Just a little high and outside, but she'll... got a young daughter that plays down at the Seacombe Tigers in Lucy, so she'll be feeling the pressure here. Lucy Weatherstone, the Batgirl for the Lady Adeys. Nickname Goose. Oh, on a change-up. What a great pitch, and
Just quietly.
Plugger acknowledges it too.
Well, that's the pitcher's curse, isn't it? Pitcher v pitcher here. I mean, she's not pitching today at the moment, but in as the DP, you'd think that's potentially an opportunity to roll in and roll that arm over later on.
Yeah.
She would have loved that pitch.
Yeah, I think the pitch before, which was a little high and up, she sort of felt that she's going to have to go for anything close. Good batting. Oh, sorry, I was commentating then, spectating then for a sec. Yeah.
All support here, isn't it? It's all positive in this battle at the
I
moment.
apologise for the parochialness there, crowd, those viewers. I'm on 7 hours sleep in 6 days, so... Behind in the count, full count, and she's picked a walk. She won't be happy with that. She wanted to swing that bat, but the famous 1-3 has made her way up to first. And
And a
what's this?
Commonwealth gold medalist, I'm hearing, is it? Or
Who's that?
is it Jackie Dunn?
Jackie
rolling
Dunn.
in.
Oh, my God.
Gymnastics.
Oh, my, look, wow.
Just got injured before the Sydney 2000 Olympics. And you name it, she's done it. And you talk about speed, there's a reason she's out there as a designated runner.
Well, Jackie Microwave Jenny Dunn has made it as the pinch runner. Producer Brandon's struggling to keep up with these nicknames like the new CEO of Softball Australia, Sarah Lowe, as the wheels have come well and truly off here in the broadcast booth in the bottom of the second. The 80s are up 1-0. It's, how many we were? 2 out. We've gone back to the top of the lineup. It's Karen Thunder Dale.
I guess the question here, Sarah, is would you trust the Lady 80s coming up with a nickname for you?
Absolutely. Well, my nickname is pretty simple. It's just Loey.
Loey, yeah.
Loey, all right,
Yeah.
we can roll with that.
Yep.
I'll tell you what wasn't low, that pitch of yours, that was absolutely
That
curler
was,
down
yeah.
the
Was
middle.
it?
Oh.
Yeah.
I've got a very good appreciation for pitches now.
Yeah, no, we've had some phone calls. There's the next Masters, they're signing you up.
Yeah. Thunder has gone down the left field line, nearly taking out the coach, Janelle Barron, who, as I said before, Australian softball selector of the recent Australian team that made it through the World Cup qualifiers and are on their way to Italy in 2024 to fight it out for the World Championship. Looking forward to that.
I tell you what, Anthony, it must be good to roll in as the new softball CEO. Absolutely earned the right to be there for sure. You currently got an Australian women's team off to the World Cup. You're sitting with the Australian men's and under 23 men's as current world champions. Must be pretty happy with that.
I know, and on the precipice of hopefully some good news on Monday night with the Olympics, and that'll just about top off my first 90-day plan.
That'd make a good first week, I reckon. So Karen Dale, not for the first time in her career, has fouled it off down the third baseline, chasing a high pitch. Obviously, the Hills Heat have done their homework here. So Microwave Jenny Dunn at first. Karen Thunderdale.
Someone's going to explain the microwave nickname, are they?
Dale goes up and over the
great
shortstop
hit.
for the Hills. It's gone all the way out to centre field. It's actually hit the fence. The Microwave's going to make it to home. Thunder has lit up the base pass with a stand-up triple. as she sends the Lady Adeys to a 2-0 lead here in the over 35 Australian Masters Grand Final, coming to you from West Beach, South Australia. What a great piece of batting that was.
That was a lovely hit. Just got the height over the shortstop. I tell you what, Kim Cutting put a fair jump in there, just missed the top of the glove. Gets itself to roll nicely out to the outfield. These diamonds in pristine condition.
And no offence to Plugger, but that's a great call by Janelle Barrett to change the pinch runner, because I'm not entirely sure that Kylie's going to go from first to home on that, but a great piece of batting as the 80s take control. Mel Fisty McGee comes up here. And there's the fist. There you just saw it, people. If you're wondering why she's called Fisty, it's that extension of the right hand. Throw your hands at the ball. That's why she's a 4-time Kathleen Cole medalist and an icon of South Australian softball. Doesn't get many strikes thrown at her. But you can just sense momentum shifting towards the 80s here on the back of Karen Thunderdale's triple to the fence. Well fielded by Sharon Perkins out there, but the damage was done as the microwave went on to score for a 2-0 lead. McGee goes bang out to centre field as Perkins getting busy for the heat as another run scores for the Lady 80s.
Now, I reckon I'm embarrassing myself here. That's 2 magnificent hits. I don't know if you've heard me just go, whoa, in the background. But what a view from this spot here that we're commentating from. I mean, that drive through both those hits, absolutely magnificent.
Well,
I couldn't have sat in a better position. I'm a bit worried that you guys don't have a cover for my head and these fly balls are going to hit me.
No, we are safe as houses here, don't you worry. But you are seeing some extreme talent from the 90s and 2000s that just seem to still have it. It's just natural to them.
I was just about to say, I'm going to make a call here on the back of back-to-back hits. The current Walkerville A-grade coach, Bindi, she came in like a wrecking ball. Stansfield is not going to follow up her first innings K. I think the momentum's going to kick on here. So
no, I'm pretty sure she's having a crack out. I'm trying to work through this Lady 80s team. Trying to work out what Premier League teams we've got covered.
We've got them pretty
West
much
Torrens, we've got some Seacombe, we've got some so Walkerville's definitely in there. We've got some Port Adelaide in that team.
I don't, maybe so. Bindi did spend some time at Port for a few years, but I don't know about that. But
we've got Sturt covered.
She's got she's 1-1 in the count here at 2 out. Chases high as the 80s have switched into aggressive mode here, looking to put this game away quickly. 75 minutes is the final. So we're 30 minutes in. Stansfield behind in the count. Gets a change up and sits on it and goes bang out to centre field deep. But it's Sharon Perkins who was involved in all of those plays in that innings for the Heat. And the 80s have gone and added another run.
Yeah, they topped up another run. A great hit there by our under-18s coach, Karen Dales, working towards some stuff with the Australian teams as well, where she can. So, Sarah, I'll just get into you in a minute. We're just having a little chat to our operations manager here, James. Sarah, we'll let you go in a sec. What's your thoughts so far? This Masters, you've seen some fantastic players out here. We've absolutely loved having you here. What's your thoughts on what you've seen so far in this game?
I think this game is absolutely wonderful. It's technically my first full game that I'm watching, so I think the skill level is high. I mean, you know, these girls have still got it.
I'm going to say you've probably got, between the two teams, well over 3,500 games between them. A lot of national representation here. You've got people that have been in Australian squads, and you've got people that are involved in the coaching now, which are passing that down. So thank you very much, Sarah, for joining us. We hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here in South Australia. You're welcome back whenever you would like to come here, and good luck with your role.
Yeah.
And we fingers crossed everything for Monday night.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Great dinner last night with the new CEO of Softball Australia, Sarah Lowe, doing great things in her early days here for the sport. We're going here into the top of the third as Lisa Wilson, I believe, the left fielder, gets her first at bat. The Heat chasing the 80s, down 2-0. Takes a low pitch Jade the K, Peterson throwing lots of strikes. That one there, just low and inside. Great pitch.
Jade Peterson obviously up over 100 strikeouts most seasons.
The last couple of seasons she's, well, most of the seasons she's ever played. But yes, even for somebody over 35, still dominating in the Premier League. And the Glenelg Rebels have been training great, and looking forward to them making their Premier League start tomorrow here at West Beach as they take on Walkerville at 3 o'clock. Out to Laura Bond. Oh my God, that happened so quickly I couldn't figure it out. First of all, Laura Bond at second base. What's going on there? But God, she stayed low like she's played 100 games there. Look at the glove work from Bond. That is quality.
For someone who probably hasn't stepped foot on this inside diamond too much in the last few years, she just trusted that ball roll. You know who'll be very impressed? The person who called out before when she was coming up to bat, Mark Cramper, has commentated a bit in the past with Space Quake, is excited to see her today.
Yeah.
Second base is his home. He would have loved that.
Well, he can take some tips from Laura Bond there. Coming to the plate now for the Hills Heat, it's the right fielder, Meg Charlin.
Meg Charlin, yeah.
Shall?
Sorry, Meg Chaplin.
Chaplin,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, so P's got a little line that goes down like that, and it goes out in a circle.
We'll blame the office manager. He wrote Charlin, yeah.
Sorry to Megs.
Another one was part of our over 35 state team this year, so and brought a lot of really good leadership in. Just a really good team player, really good strong head. Gave a lot to the teams when they were playing and in preparation. So and did a just as hers on the ground, did really well as well. So that will definitely be an outfit that will improve as the years go forward.
Peterson, 2-2 count, throws to Chaplin, and Jade the K Peterson has picked up another one as another strikeout for the South Australian pitcher in the Open Women's team. So Kelly O'Brien, I believe, another person in the over 35 state team. So, oh my God, the superstars everywhere.
There was, and you know, we had a really good team go away this year. They put a lot of hard yards in fitness-wise to get themselves to that national level. You know, people think over 35s, they think Masters, but it is its own national competition. Change
up by Peterson. Kelly O'Brien gets to it as Laura Bond comes charging in from second to pick that up. It's well left by Annie Fidge, covering the base there.
The second
and
bounce.
just gets under it. Yeah, it's a dangerous spot out there. Haven't heard any feedback from Mr. Cramp in the crowd, so that's a good sign.
He's sitting there quietly at the moment. He's got children next to him, so I'm sure
that's
he'll...
probably why. Back to the top of the lineup, it's Talia LaRosa, four-time premiership player with the West Torrens Eagles, who obviously now plays up in the hills and just still playing Premier League, ex-state player. And she's just fouled that one off.
You want to talk about anyone who has a bit of up and go? This kid Talia, she is a party animal when it comes to getting the team going in warm-ups and
lots of energy
during the game, and the amount of dancing she does in the dugout's incredible.
Oh, behind on the count, goes down looking on the outside edge. Karen Thunderdale enjoyed that little spot there as Jade the K makes it 3 as she retires the Hills Heat. Look at that.
Just cut the, took off the front corner of the plate, I reckon, and snuck in nicely. Talia thinking a little bit wide, so she let it go, but probably should have had a crack with 2 strikes on it.
Moving into the bottom of the third, Lady Adeys have got a 2-0 lead. Going to take this great opportunity, a 3-0 lead. Going to take this opportunity here just to name drop a couple of important volunteers, especially from the catering operations. A massive shout out to Fiona and Kelvin from the Hills for all their work on the barbecue and the organisation of the food and all of the equipment in there. We wouldn't have had any opportunity to deliver what we've been able to deliver over 7 days without their help. Jo Liddell, the legend that is her, for all the work that she does, not only in the Hills League, but obviously down here in Adelaide. has done an amazing job. Stacey Marrick and her family, just for their the amount of time that they give up as well. So a big shout out to some of the key people that have made this whole week possible. We're in the power hitting spot for the Adeys. It's Marianne Sugar Crawford, or as I would refer to her, Marianne, move your car out of left centre field, Crawford. That dog club, somebody should tell them they should move that event that they've got going on over there. There's genuine danger. Oh, gee, I thought that was it too. It's high. LaRosa's gone all the way over there. Oh, and Sugar has put it high in the air, and it's just looked like it was going to fall in between second base and right field in LaRosa and Chaplin. But in the end, LaRosa got to it, the ball spilled, and she's been able to make the play at first.
Yeah, it just hung up there long enough that... I don't think Marianne thought she needed to go.
No, Sugar's doing the right thing there. She's saving her energy for the defence that she brings. There was nobody to bat in other than herself, so well played to her. Marnie 500 Nichols takes an outside pitch. The person that started it all up for the Adeys with her double in the first innings, scoring the first run of the game. Over to our left, we've got some dignitaries in here, obviously with the Sarah Lowe, who we've been able to present to you, and now just a couple of local members of government have come in with some of the South Australian board directors, and James Harris, Chief Operations Manager here at Softball SA. Marnie Nichols in front of the count here and takes her first strike.
Yeah, this first time at bat, she just managed to get just enough bat on it to hang it over the second base's head, and just short of the right fielder. Got herself with the speed around to second. She'll be looking to do likewise here.
Still a big crowd in attendance. The sun's come out. Still no breeze as Nichols goes chasing out in front, looking to put more pressure on the heat.
So just the one out here, and count of 2-2 at the moment.
Producer Brandon, first time back in 6 months. Just knocking the rust off as we get ready for the start of the Premier League here tomorrow. Great to have the great man back. Nichols.
She's done it again.
She's done it again. Same as Thunder. Same as Sugar, except it's just gone foul. Marnie, of course, who probably would have run here from home. No need for a car. She's probably gone for a lazy run down the beach. She, looks fit as a fiddle. She's just... She even bring up chalk there.
She actually made it to first before that ball bounced.
That's why she's a 5-time premiership lead-off of...
You don't do that at Masters.
Of the Eagles back in her day, but went on to win a couple more as well. Absolute superstar. Just to prove it wasn't a fluke, she's done it again. She's put it out there. So the thing I'm noticing so far about these games, it's a lot of hands here. Not too much hip rotation. That part of the game's gone.
No, I saw a lot in the men's game. There was not much stepping. The feet were just wide apart. Hips already slightly turned, and just upper body strength go.
I'll tell you what, though, their eyes are still all there, though. They're not too many swinging at bad pitches here. Marnie Nichols, a great lead-off back in her day. 500 here. Looking to go for another one, as this one's just come off the end of the bat over to third base as Michelle Davis comes up throwing and retires Marnie 500 Nichols.
It's the first ball in 3 innings it's actually got to Michelle. A lot of punching out to the right-hand side or straight down the line from this Lady Adeys. So
coming out to that don't impress me much, it's Danny the Candyman Cameron, Walkerville superstar.
Lived in the right field, pretty much.
Yeah, went to second base on her last at-bat. And aggressively chases this one high in the zone. So the 4 people I just mentioned before, I mean, there have been many others that have greatly helped out the food and catering operations. So Obviously, can't name all of you here, but thank you genuinely so much for everything that you've done. A couple more shout-outs coming up in just a second. It's Danny Cameron. She's over the top of that one, rolls the wrists out to left field. Boy, the Australian cricket team could have used a bit of that last night. Keep the ball on the ground. But obviously some other great volunteers. Lee Saunders, who does just everything, has done an amazing job, and her daughter Maxine, much appreciated for their help around. Jill Williams, Lindy Radigan for their work in the scoring, Sandra Drummond in keeping that office running. Change up, but Cameron sees it, can't hold the bat long enough, but is enabled to just get some bat on ball and put it into the foul territory, so she gets to go again. You could just see she was just about to hold, and would have been a strike anyway, so she's done the right thing. Behind in the count now, though. Adeys 3, Heat 0. We're in the bottom of the third. Goes to the right side, and she's snuck it between first and second. What a great piece of batting between Christian and LaRosa, both quality fielders, as Meg Chaplin's done a great job aggressively running in. And just like Marnie before her, she's up that line quick as you like. It's Annie Texas Liga Fidge.
Another one out to the right side of the diamond there as well. They're known for it.
Takes a strike here. Team batting in a grand final. That's impressive stuff.
And I think from a Softball SA point of view, from the boards and everyone involved in Softball South Australia, we'd like to obviously put a massive thank you out to all the participants and people that have travelled here to be a part of this. It's a nothing event without the people playing the sport, and without the umpires, without the coaches, managers, scorers, spectators, whatever it may be. You have all played a phenomenal part in making this entire week absolutely wonderful. We've had some hot weather, cool weather, lovely weather, but you've all stuck around, you've made it worth it, and you've had an absolute ball, and there's been a lot of laughing, which I've been very, very happy to see.
James Harris, Chief Operations Manager of Softball South Australia, has kindly given up a few minutes of his time to come over and join us. James, welcome to the broadcast.
I couldn't help myself but to come over. I need a bit of a warm-up for tomorrow's Premier League. How exciting is that?
Very exciting. Annie Texas Liga Fidge has flied out to a great catch by Gab Martin behind the plate, which is even more impressive considering that she just took a ball to the helmet from a foul tip the pitch before. We're just going to see on the replay here, just like a panther, up helmet straight away, and that's why she was in the state over 35s playing in New South Wales earlier this year. Hasn't lost a yard. Easy as you like, as the Heat pick up the important third out, as they're moving now into the bottom of the third. They're chasing the Adeys 3-0.
That was a lovely catch there, Gab. She held on nicely, looked up, saw it, checked out her distance she had to the back net, held it nicely and gave it a little fist pump at the end. James.
Yeah, just came on to thank Bill Benedictson and Marcella Senalanga. They did a great job for the men's game. And also a huge thank you to every single volunteer that came down during the week to help make this Masters game a success. Australian Masters Games organisers informed us at the tech meeting on Friday night, the night before the tournament started, that we're the biggest sport of this game. We've got over 1,000 people participating in this event, including some officials and volunteers, and of course the participants. And you know, that's 1/7 of the 50-odd sports that they've got playing at this event. So yeah, just wanted to thank everyone involved for helping us put it together and become the biggest sport of the games.
Third base, Michelle Davis is here kicking off the top of the fourth. Jade, the K Peterson, doing her own work there, throws a fast pitch and a reflex catch as that ball came off like a fireball.
Well, I'll leave you guys to it. Have a good game here, fellas, and we'll see you at the presentations. You'll both be helping present the medals after this game?
No, I've done the right thing, and I've got the new board director for Softball SA, the significantly better looking Leanne Gagley, is going to be kind enough to be taking my spot.
Perfect.
Much better dressed, and I will return to where I should be in the catering operations. But
See you guys. See you.
so you can notice, as we said before earlier in the broadcast, the Lady Adeys wearing the black armbands in honour and respect of our great friend Lee Hull, who unfortunately passed away yesterday. Over to Sugar at shortstop. Marianne Crawford knocks it down, doesn't allow any further damage. And we had a minute of silence at the start of the game. Life member of SA Softball, an absolute legend. It's very sad to. This is the first time I've actually done commentary without him here, and yeah, I would have enjoyed obviously doing it with him, but I know he'd be up there at the moment, and he'd be saying the simple things like Bindi Stansfield, too deep at left field, needs to come on a few feet.
Throw the change up.
Looking for a change up here in the count. Repeat of earlier message. Oh, Lauren Christensen, bang. But if there's one player in this field you do not want to hit the ball to, it's Marnie. Check her ID. Nichols, 500 out there at centre field, who looks like she should still be playing in not only the Premier League, she looked like she could still be playing in the state teams, just quietly.
Yeah, well, you have a look at this team out here, the two teams together, with some others that are also here this week. You could have a pretty handy over 35 team if we threw our best at that.
I was about to say, isn't that the Pampax or some Australian Masters team get going? Far out. There's been some great softball here this week, and just saying what you said before, Pete, just been a great spirit around. Peterson looks like she's getting it a little bit quicker. We'd be giving you some stats off of the speed gun here, but unfortunately after the first couple of pitches, she broke it because she's just throwing genuine rockets here today. The over 35 Australian Masters Grand Final. This time it's gone over to right field. Laura Bond at second base. Danny Cameron came running in, didn't want any of that. Oh, the ball's gone through Mel McGee at third base. But Bindi Stansfield, that's why they're all legends. What great backup. And for those players at Walkerville under her tutelage, do as I say and do as I do. Yes, just a little bit of communication out there at right field, but and an aggressive throw across the diamond. Diamond looks in great nick, but unfortunately it's just a little bit dusty at the moment. Hasn't had too much water on it. But the heat, all of a sudden, runners at 2 and 3 here. Game on in the grand final. Gab Martin, who took a great catch in the last innings, finds herself here in a 2-out situation with an opportunity to put the heat right back in this game. Jade the K Peterson goes upstairs. Martin follows, but just too much heat on the ball.
We talk about master style here. That little drop there by Laura Bond. Managed to, before picking the ball up, had a little giggle.
Ball's gone out to right field, and Danny Cameron just shows just everybody that's how you do it out here at right field. Just come in, take the ball at the knees. And another one of these players who doesn't look like she's missed a beat. Just looking to see on both teams whether or not there's been significant changes made, but both coaches, both Humphreys for the Heat and Barrett for the Lady Adeys, just keeping the team together. But I think I have spotted a change.
Yeah, I saw some little chat to Laura when she was coming off them from Janelle, so I don't know what the move will be there.
Well, maybe there that shows you the competitiveness of this over 35s team, that she's just had that one play over there at second base not work out, and Coach Barrett's gone straight to the clipboard and just taken her off.
I think we've got Karen Martin coming in.
No, Karen Huppets, the legend from West Torrens, ex-state player once again. Yep, that's been written by somebody else that's not me. As yes, Karen Huppets. I'll tell you what, this team is built for speed. Great premiership player of the Eagles. quality outfielder, but well renowned for her lightning speed. She's come out to Mama Said Knock You Out. It's, oh, sorry, no, wrong one. I'm just looking for a song and I can't find it.
Something about flowers.
Oh, was it Flowers, was it? Yep, sorry. Well, I can't see a nickname there, unfortunately. Everybody, I haven't been able to add anything more exciting there, but we'll go with Huppy, because that's how she used to be renowned around the game. So here she is leading off the bottom of the fourth. Adeys up 3 over the Hills Heat 0. We're in the final stretch of this Australian over 35 Australian Masters Games gold medal match.
55 minutes in, so we've got
20 to
minutes
go.
Potentially one more bat, maybe 2 for Hills.
Runners at 2 and 3 in that last innings. Gab Martin, opportunity, but Jade the K has just been dominant from the middle today. Karen Huppets puts this ball in play. You watch her absolutely send sand flying as she will burn up that first baseline. Christensen over to the fence at first base. Great effort. Ball just beats her. Another one of those great South Australian players. Just South Australian state players all throughout these two teams. It's definitely a walk down memory lane. Karen Huppets, the speedster from the Eagles. Oh, breaking pitch. We don't get to see the speed. She's obviously come in for Laura, as you said. And it's Kylie. There can only be one Tony Lockett plugger, Weatherstone to the plate. Long-time state player, now coaching at Seacombe in the reserves. And she's also doing the state assistant under-18s with Karen Dale and the legend that is Linda Martin, heading over to Mirrabooka for the Nationals. Takes a pitch on the outside. Got rung up the first time that one went round, so she'll be pretty happy that she's in front of the count here already.
Yeah, got herself a walk at the first at bat, took it to full count, chased herself and managed to get herself up to first base before they took her for a break on the bench.
Got the renowned little dip of the left shoulder as she starts her at bat. Yep, just high on the handle there. Kylie's also another one on top of all the coaching that she does at club and involved with state, and also plays a little bit of Seacombe C grade as well for the Tigers. Also one of our volunteers here. She helped organise the VIP dinner that met Sarah Lowe last night. So to her and the kids, not that I've seen you for a week, but great job.
You'll get to catch up with them on Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday. I've got to get through tomorrow. Here she is, 1-1. And you just watch, as I said, that little left shoulder dip just pre-pitch. They've all got their little tells, all very watchful. Had a walk in the first, her first at bat, so she'll be desperate in her Kath Corral year, her second Kath Corral year. She batted .474. So used to be in tandem with the great Tony Loman out there at Walkerville. She's chased this one up high, but she's gone bang, and it's on tape. That'll be something to show the kids, as she's got a single in the over 35 Australian Masters gold medal match, and she can't get off the diamond quick enough as she's gone to the microwave again. Yep. So it's the microwave Jenny Dunn, but plugger Weatherstone's gone to centre field with a single up the middle, as she goes 1 for 1 for the day. Well, back to the top of the lineup, it's the catcher, Karen Thunderdale. Lady Adeys looking to put this one away here as we're in the bottom of the fourth. It's the Adeys 3, the Hills Heat 0. Marnie 500 Nichols got the ball rolling for the Adeys with a stand-up double out to deep centre field that allowed the first run to score. Heat had a chance last innings. They'll get another chance at the top of this, and that might be it. Change up.
Yeah, Karen made her way home at both times at bat, had the hit by pitch in the very first ball of the game, got herself up, and then, as you said, Marnie brought her home, and then the second time, the three-bagger, which brought home Jackie Dunn on behalf of Kylie Weatherstone before getting brought home by Mel McGee.
Mel McGee, the on-deck hitter.
Interestingly enough, that it's not so much power hitting here. They're just bat on ball and getting it into play, which
it's clean batting, but it's great to see the legends of the era before, and some of them have got kids now. They can show them what they used to be able to do, because obviously this era that we're watching, the digital wasn't that strong. It took me quite a while to find a 58-minute tape of the 1998 Nationals between Softball SA and the ACT. And
I want to know where you got the VHS player from.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of that stuff out there. Karen Thunderdale has chased this one and well out in front, over to third and foul.
I think the kids back in those days were playing with Game Boys and Tamagotchis, and these days they're onto PlayStations, Xboxes, Nintendo Switches, whatever you want to call them. And
mate, considering how old I feel right now at the moment, it could have been crayons on rock the way I feel at the moment. So anyway, we've got Tess Norris in the middle, been doing a great job here for the Heat. Well backed up by the field, and part of this great coaching strategy by Janelle Barrett to foul off as many pitches as they can to just eat up the clock and take time away from the Heat getting on. Great strategy, I think. Whether or not it's true is debatable.
Interesting. You reckon Karen and Kylie might be taking this match and just showing it to the under 18s?
Oh, absolutely.
You know? Three baggers, singles.
Yeah,
all of
and she's done it again as Thunderdale's gone deep down left field line.
Of course, a lot of these players backing up tomorrow, and maybe even a couple in this Hills team tonight.
Yeah, that is the rumour going around. The Hills League Association does start tonight. So, yes, look, it's the celebration or the commiseration drink afterwards is going to have to be put on hold for some of these players, as the big points kick off tomorrow in the newly announced Linda Martin Shield in the Premier League here in A-grade. But we'll go through that tomorrow. Big doubleheader. Currently, it's Norris to Dale. She's gone again. She's gone deep to left field. She's gone over left field. It's gone all the way out to the fence. Lisa Wilson's gone out there. She's come in, hit the relay. The microwave's done it again. She's picked up another piece of great base running as she's gone on to score her second run, as the Adeys extend their lead out to 4-0.
Great piece of hitting there, just leant right over. She was aiming that way with all of her fouls. Put it up nice and high. It's cleared the left fielder Lisa Wilson's head. She's managed to trap it. Just had to burn the runner going home and just hold the runner up at second. They played that well, the Hills, but a nice piece of batting again by Karen. She's had a hit by pitch, a triple and a double in the game. Probably player of the match so far.
I was just about to say, Karen Dale, I think, looking at MVP votes here for the final.
I don't know if she realises today's game doesn't count for the start of the Premier League tomorrow. So can't take many points just yet for that. But a couple of runs batted in. She's smiling up there. She's pretty happy with herself and doing it all with a buggered left forearm.
Yes, no, she's always been a warrior. I mean, when you've been a catcher at the elite level as long as she has, she's also gone on to force the pitching changes. Coach Humphreys has had to go to the bullpen as Talia La Rosa comes into the middle. So it's going to be tough here for the Heat now. They're going to need a couple of quick outs. And because, as we said, these are time games. So basically looking at the next 6 minutes, the Heat need 2 outs in that next 6 minutes to get another opportunity to bat. Coach Barron over there, I would suggest, would be saying, listen, let's just drag this inning out as long as we can. Lots of foul balls, go deep in the count, and let's not even give them an opportunity to bat again. That's what she would be saying if it was a national championship. which I suppose this one is. But more to the point, I think she's just saying, everybody, let's just keep having a good time, because don't worry about it. The legend that is 4'4", Mel Fisty McGee, the superstar, is at the plate. Thunderdale at second. Low, below the knees. McGee watchful.
So the positional change here, Kelly O'Brien rolled in from being the DP, takes the role from Tess Norris, and then a positional change, Talia LaRossa and Kelly O'Brien, second to pitcher to second.
Low and inside. McGee following Coach Barrett's orders to a tee here. Taking some pitches, going deep into counts, burning up the clock. Still only one out. Bindi Stansfield on deck. And Marianne Lookout Sugar Crawford to follow. So power hitting imminent.
Look at that concentration in the box. The white line is still there. With no cross it, it's game on.
As I've always said, there's only a few batters at the elite level who could be renowned to be the toughest out, and well feared and respected by her opponents. And she's gone right into the count now, 3-1. So here's the hitting count. There's the fist. Arms punched forward, so game on here. And she's done it. As a great shot out to right field, line drive. She jogs her way up to first, rounding second. She's looking at opening up the throttle to third. Thunderdale's already sprinted home. Dust flies everywhere as the speed of these runners delivers the goods, as Mel McGee, always renowned for the inside out behind the runner hitting. What an absolute legend.
Yeah, good hit there, just inside out, got under it, dug it out nicely, just curled a little bit out there for the right fielder, Mick Chaplin. Got under her glove, rolled past her. Karen Dale just, I wouldn't say sprinting home, just made her way home nicely at the pace required. And Mel slides around to third.
Stansford, she'll be aggressive here. Looking to carry the momentum on, but at 2:37, we're only a couple of minutes away from the Hills not even getting another bat. It's only one out. Runner at third. Oh, comes back inside. Stansfield falls behind in the count. She's been there many times before, though. Great two-strike batter.
Yeah, they've the rule being no new game within 5 minutes. No new innings within 5 minutes of the end of a game.
Change up, ball rolls down. LaRosa checks the runner. Fisty McGee not interested in sprinting that 60 feet, as the Hills get a very, very important second out. Coach Barrett's gone to the bench again. So Karen Reynolds or knee Kerry Parker back in her playing days early. West Torrens A-grade player. Has an opportunity here in the Australian Masters final to take us all the way, because only minutes remaining. Mel McGee over at third. It's 2 out. Adeys 5. Hills Heat 0. It's the bottom of the fourth.
They got under a minute to get this out, or we probably won't be seeing another innings. And but I must say, it's been a great performance. Hills have got runners on. They've had chances. Lady Adeys have just been batting.
Yeah. That's been played in great spirit. Gets after this one and might have just done enough. Looking for the blue umpire. Goes to the clock. Oh, no, it's called it. And that is game. And there it is for the Australian over 35 Masters gold medal match. The Lady Adeys have run out winners 5-0 over the Hills Heat in a very, very entertaining game. You can just see here Reynolds came in as a pinch hitter for Sugar Crawford and just got jammed up on the handle. You can just see now the 80s out the front. And Lee Hull, if you're watching, mate, I'm sure you'd be happy with that. As you said before, Pete, there's not a player in South Australia I don't think he's coached. But most of those girls out there, I'm suggesting he would have at either state level or at club level. And so he'd be looking down at the moment right now, and he'd be pretty happy with that. And it's a shame that he didn't get an opportunity to call it. And preparations now getting made to go through the medal ceremonies. So for us, thank you to Board Director of Softball SA, Pete Williams, for joining us. Thank you to Sarah Lowe, the new softball CEO, who joined us and threw the honorary first pitch. Thank you to both of these teams in the final and to the other 66 teams that competed here in softball at West Beach on beautiful Ghana land. It's been an amazing week here for the Nationals, and we basically will be back here tomorrow for the start of the Premier League. It's 3 o'clock. It's a grand final replay between Port Adelaide and the West Torrens Eagles, and it's a double header because we're also going to televise Seacombe and Sturt at 5 p.m. Great to see you back, Brandon.
No worries, mate. And also, Anthony, great job by you this week. It's been a phenomenal effort in the lead up and throughout the week. You've done a fantastic job. We look forward to kicking off tomorrow with the Premier League.
And we're out.